September is Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month, and we're calling your attention to an upcoming event that hopes to break the stigma of mental health.
Having an event for families, I think, is where we're filling a gap. A lot of people are impacted by suicide in some way, whether they've lost a parent or a sibling, or they have a friend who's died by suicide. So it's like
Dr. Lisa Lovelace is a psychologist in Maple Grove. She is one of the mental health professionals behind an event called Shout Out Loud Minnesota. The Wellness Carnival will feature local bands and food as well as education to help parents and children with mental health. The event also acts as a fundraiser for Prairie Care Child and Family Fund, which awards grants to schools all over the state to help with mental health programs.
We do not prescribe how they should be using the dollars. We ask them to tell us what they're facing around mental health, mental illness, stigma, suicide, and then they propose how they would plan to address those areas.
The nonprofit presented a check to Hopkins schools this summer to help fund an in-school grief program. It is called Growing Through Grief. The Plymouth Police Department has a new way for solving burglaries. Plymouth Police is partnering with Ring, which makes internet-connected video doorbells. Anyone with a Ring doorbell can share videos with Plymouth Police through the Ring Neighborhood app. Officials say sharing videos is completely voluntary. They say the app gives officers a better chance of finding evidence in an investigation.
Everybody gets their information different ways, and if we just silo into one social media page or relying on the news or radio or papers, the more ways that you communicate with neighbors, the better reach you have so that people stay informed.
Since partnering with Ring a month and a half ago, Plymouth Police had to use the neighborhood app once. Officials say there's an average of about 150 residential burglaries a year in Plymouth. That includes vehicle thefts in apartment complexes. A major milestone is fast approaching in Plymouth on how the city will proceed with the Plymouth Creek Center project. The Plymouth City Council could vote Tuesday on the project's scope. The 20-year-old Plymouth Creek Center is set to undergo significant renovations. The preliminary cost is $50 million. The proposed project includes gym space, a walking track, an indoor playground, fitness studios, and meeting space for seniors. Golden Valley continues to take a closer look at how haulers collect trash in the city. The Golden Valley City Council will consider modifying this city's waste hauling licensing ordinance this fall. First, the city wants residents to take a brief survey about trash collection. You can find it through the city's website. The deadline for taking the survey is September 30th. Get ready for a big fall celebration in downtown Robbinsdale. On Saturday, October 5th, Wicked Wort Brewing will host Oktoberfest. They expect an estimated 1,500 people to attend. The Robbinsdale City Council approved the event this past week. There will be food trucks and live music that will go on until 11:30 that night. Now it's back to school. The Plymouth Police Department will be stepping up enforcement of the state's crosswalk law in the coming weeks. Police say once a pedestrian enters a crosswalk, they have the right-of-way. Drivers must stop and let them cross. Cops will use volunteers and plainclothes officers in crosswalks to make sure drivers obey the law. If they don't, they'll get a ticket. Officials say it's all about safety.
We want to make sure that pedestrians and drivers know that it's a two-way street. Drivers need to be mindful of their surroundings, know that there are walking paths or crossings based on signage. If they see pedestrians, slow down, use caution. We also ask that pedestrians, although they do have the right-of-way when they're in a marked crosswalk or at an intersection, that they don't just step out in front of a car. Allow that vehicle time to stop.
They've received a number of complaints about crosswalk violations and will target them until drivers do better. This week, many students went back to school, and we asked to share photos of your students on day one, and you did in a big way. We had so many pictures collected that we decided to show you a few more photos of students on their first day back. Enjoy.
money for charity through golf tournaments is pretty common, but a decade ago, a Maple Grove man thought of a unique way to get it done.
It all started for Kurt Grebner in 2008 as a novelty to see if he could play 24 hours of golf in a row. Kurt worked at Sundance Golf Course when he was younger. So too did Ross Miller, Evan Bojar, and Alex Cole. The foursome teed off at 8 o'clock Sunday night, nearing darkness already.
Shot of the day.
They played on through the night, all to raise money for research to help cure a deadly cancer that Grebner believes is underfunded.
Lung cancer is actually the leading cause of cancer death in the whole world, and yet it only gets about 6% of federal funding for all cancer combined. Lost an uncle due to lung cancer. I've lost 2 grandparents to it also. So I did a bunch of research on lung cancer charities and found one that really seemed to kind of hit the ideals that we were hoping to fight for.
Even as avid and accomplished golfers, this much golf at one time is a grind.
Usually, the more holes we can play, the better it is. If we have to wait around a lot, it becomes really difficult because you start to lose it a little bit.
Using glow-in-the-dark golf balls, plus small flashlights and lanterns, the foursome works their way in the darkness over a course they are all familiar with.
Fortunately, we've all played here hundreds of times, so we can essentially do it in our sleep, which is more or less what we're doing out here.
We came back out Monday during hour 16, and 110 plus holes later, the group was still going strong. Having competition from round to round and hole to hole helps too.
We'll play a couple speed golf rounds out there. We're going to play one round where we only use one club, which is always interesting. We have a few other fun ones, just to kind of keep it fresh and keep the day moving along.
But trying to find a date the four can all play is becoming tougher. And so the group says this is the final year for their 24 hours of golf event.
You know, frankly, I'm not sure if I know anybody else other than these 3 guys who could do it. It's tough, takes a lot of focus, and you got to really, really love golf a lot to be crazy enough to get out there.
I think everybody has someone close to them or knows someone that has someone close to them that has been affected by lung cancer. Playing golf for 24 hours, our backs might be a little sore, but if we can help somebody, I think it's worth it.
John Jacobson.
Where is it?
Well, left.
Like way left?
I mean, left and center.
CCX Sports.
Thanks, John. And all the foursome played 175 holes of golf in 24 hours, breaking their old record of 168. If you'd like to donate to their cause and the Lung Cancer Alliance, they have a GoFundMe page set up called All Day Golf 2019. The Hopkins volleyball team lost to Lakeville North to start the season before bouncing back with a win over Bloomington Kennedy. The Royals faced another tough road test earlier this week at Centennial. First set, a great dig by Hopkins' Stella Swenson, and then Shadir Tutt wins the battle at the net for a Royals point. But the Cougars win the first set 25-17 on this ace serve by Mackenzie McDonald. To the second set, Hopkins' Emma Maythaler gets a big block for a point for the Royals. On set point, Tutt doesn't get great contact on it, but it gets down and gives the Royals a 25-18 win. In the third, it's Maythaler with another big block here for the Royals point. Then Claire Ruthenbeck drops in an ace as Hopkins grinds out a 26-24 win. Set 4, the teams trade big hits as Sydney Peterson comes through for the Cougars, but Alex Holmgren answers right back for the Royals. Set point for Centennial, and Ashley Crowell puts it down, and this one is headed to a 5th set. A great point by the Royals as Ruthenbeck gets the dig, and then Stella Swenson sets up Olivia Swenson for the kill. Then on match point, it's Olivia Swenson with the winning kill. The Royals take the set 59 in the match, 3-2, and get set for the return of Sports Jam this coming week.